Chapter 2. The Yoga of Knowledge and the Yoga of Action. Seeing Arjuna overwhelmed by sorrow, his eyes filled with tears, Krishna spoke these words. How has this weakness overtaken you at this crucial moment? It is unworthy of a noble person, brings no heaven, and wins only disgrace. Do not give in to unmanliness, O Arjuna. Cast off this petty weakness of heart. Stand up, O scorcher of foes. Arjuna replied, How can I fight with arrows in battle against Bhama and Dro, O slayer of Madhu, men worthy of my worship? Better to live on alms in this world, than to kill these revered elders and enjoy blood-stained wealth. Even if they are blinded by greed and see no evil in destroying their own family or betraying friends, we see it clearly. How can we remain happy after killing our relatives? Even if people say, the powers were provoked, consider, after killing our teachers and kin, what pleasure will remain? We would rather not kill them, even for the sovereignty of the three worlds, how much less for this earth? I foresee only sin in this war, the destruction of families, the collapse of eternal duties, the corruption of women, the confusion of castes, and the fall of ancestors deprived of sacred rites. Alas! We are preparing to commit a great wrong out of desire for royal power. If they kill me while I stand defenseless, that would be preferable. To him, thus distraught, Krishna said, You grieve for those who deserve no grief, and yet speak words of wisdom. The wise do not mourn for the living or the dead. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor these kings, nor will any of us cease to exist in the future. Just as the embodied self passes through childhood, youth, and old age in this body, so too it passes into another body at death. The wise are not deluded by this. Contacts of the senses with external objects give rise to fleeting sensations of heat and cold, pleasure and pain. They come and go. They are impermanent. Learn to endure them, O son of Bharat. The wise, those whose minds remain steady in pleasure and pain, are fit for liberation. The unreal has no existence, and the real never ceases to be. The boundary between them has been seen by those who see the truth. Know that which pervades this entire body to be indestructible. No one can destroy the imperishable self. These bodies are finite, but the dweller within, the self, is eternal, immeasurable, and unchanging. Therefore, fight, O descendant of Bharat. If you believe the self is born and dies endlessly, even then, you have no reason to grieve. Death is certain for the born, birth is certain for the dead. So do not sorrow over the inevitable. Consider your duty as a warrior. There is no higher calling for a Kshatriya than a righteous battle. Joyfully welcomed, such a war opens the gates of heaven. But if you refuse to fight this lawful war, you will abandon your duty, lose your honor, and incur sin. People will speak of your everlasting disgrace, and for a man of honor, disgrace is worse than death. The great warriors will think you withdrew from fear, and those who once held you in high esteem will now despise you. Your enemies will mock your strength and courage. What could be more painful than that? If you are killed, you attain heaven. If you triumph, you enjoy the earth. Therefore, rise up, O son of Kunt, resolved to fight. Hold pleasure and pain, gain and loss, victory and defeat as equal. Then prepare for battle, thus you will not incur sin. I have just taught you the Sankhya view, the path of knowledge. Now hear the yoga of action, the path of disciplined work, by which you may break the bonds of karma. In this path, no effort is lost, and no obstacle prevails. Even a little of this right practice saves one from great fear. There is no purifier in this world like knowledge. One who has attained peace through yoga in time discovers this wisdom within. Those who are fully devoted, who control their senses, gain this knowledge. And having gained it, they quickly attain supreme peace. But the ignorant, those who doubt and lack faith, are lost. Without firm conviction, the doubting soul finds neither this world nor the next, nor ultimate happiness. Therefore, cut with the sword of knowledge this doubt born of ignorance, which dwells in your heart. Stand up, O Bhrata, and practice yoga. Arjuna asked, O Krishna, if you consider knowledge superior to action, why then do you urge me to this terrible deed? Your words seem confusing. Please tell me decisively what is best for me. Krishna replied, In this world, Two paths of spiritual discipline have been taught: the yoga of knowledge for those inclined to reflection, and the yoga of action for those drawn to work. No one attains freedom from action by merely avoiding work, nor does one reach perfection by renouncing action alone. All beings are compelled to act by the qualities of nature. No one can remain inactive even for a moment. One who restrains the senses outwardly but dwells on sense objects inwardly is deluded and called a hypocrite. But one who controls the senses with the mind and engages the organs in action without attachment is superior. Perform your prescribed duties, for action is better than inaction. Even the maintenance of your body requires work. Except in the case of obligatory action done as sacrifice, all other action binds the doer to its fruits. Therefore, O son of Kunt, perform your duty as an offering, free from attachment. In ancient times, the Creator established humanity along with sacrifice, saying, "By this shall you flourish. Let it be your wish-granting cow. With this, nourish the gods, and may the gods nourish you in return. Thus nourishing one another, you shall attain the highest good." Nourished by sacrifice, the gods will grant you the enjoyments you desire. But he who enjoys their gifts without giving in return is a thief. The righteous, who eat the remnants of sacrifice, are freed from all sin. But those who cook only for themselves eat sin. All beings arise from food, food comes from rain comes from sacrifice, and sacrifice springs from prescribed action. Action originates in the Vedas, and the Vedas come from the imperishable. Therefore, the eternal is ever present in sacrifice. O Arjuna, there is nothing in the three worlds that I must do, nor any goal unattained, but still I engage in action. If I did not tirelessly perform my duties, people would follow my example in all things. Whatever a great person does, others imitate. Whatever standard they set, the world follows. O son of Preet, the wise should act without attachment, not to disrupt the minds of the ignorant, who are attached to action, but to guide them gently toward the path of yoga. Let not the wise unsettle the understanding of those whose minds are still bound to action. Instead, they should themselves engage in action, unattached, inspiring others by their example. Desire and anger, born of the quality of passion, are great devourers of knowledge and realization. These are the enemies here. The senses are said to be superior to the body, the mind is higher than the senses, the intellect higher than the mind, and beyond the intellect stands the self. Knowing this, restrain the lower self by the higher self, and slay the enemy in the form of desire, so difficult to overcome. Even those whose actions are obscured by desire, like fire covered by smoke, a mirror by dust, or an embryo by the womb, can attain peace through self-control. The wise, self-controlled, and serene, having abandoned desire, anger, and fear, attain liberation. Free from attachment, fear, and anger, absorbed in me, purified by the fire of knowledge, such a one becomes one with me. Now learn from me, in brief, how one who has attained peace finds fulfillment in knowledge. Abandoning all desires born of the will, finding joy in the self alone, the sage remains undisturbed in adversity, does not crave pleasure, and is free from passion, fear, and anger. He is the same to friend and foe, to honor and dishonor, to cold and heat, to pleasure and pain. He is free from attachment, silent, satisfied with knowledge, and established in the self. The one whose wisdom is firm, the Sthita Prajna, has cast off all desires of the mind and finds satisfaction in the self alone. When a person completely withdraws the senses from their objects, as a tortoise draws in its limbs, he attains steadiness of wisdom. Even for the wise, sense objects create disturbance, pulling the mind away by force. By controlling the senses, one attains peace. When a person thinks of sense objects, attachment arises. From attachment, desire is born. From desire, anger follows. From anger comes delusion. From delusion, loss of memory. From loss of memory, the destruction of discrimination. And from the ruin of discrimination, one perishes. But the self-controlled person, moving among sense objects with the senses under restraint, free from attraction and aversion, attains peace. In that peace, all sorrows are destroyed, for the mind of the peaceful person quickly becomes steady. There is no wisdom for the unsteady, and no meditation for the unsteady mind. Without meditation, there is no peace, and without peace, how can there be happiness? For the mind, restless and turbulent, is hard to control. as difficult to master as the wind. Arjuna said, "This yoga you describe seems very difficult. O Krishna, its practice demanding great self-mastery. Is it attainable by one whose mind is unsteady?" Krishna replied, "Yes, O mighty armed one, it is possible, through constant practice and dispassion. Without controlling the mind, yoga is hard to attain, but for one who strives with the right means, it is within reach."